am Jessica Koch, and I am your host of Profound Professionals. Profound Professionals has been running now for 7 years. We are an interview series that bring you industry experts from all over the world, and they help your personal life and your business grow. So we want you to have the best version of yourself as possible so that you can be the best version of you that you possibly can be. And we want your business to grow and boom and be abundant and prosperous as it was meant to be. Today's guest is Pete. He's a software technology entrepreneur, and he invests his time into systematizing small businesses all over the world. So, all those operations, tasks, and things you have going on in your company, if you get them rolling in a systematic process, your life will be so much easier. You'll have so much more time and typically so much more money. That's important. We want you to be prosperous. So, welcome, Pete.
Hi, Jessica. Great to be here with you and everybody watching.
All right. So tell us, how did you become the systems master?
Well, I actually have to go personal with this. I had a friend early on, a college friend who was very entrepreneurial long before I knew what that word was. And when we got out of college together, he started his own tutoring business, and it was
Mhm.
growing and growing. And I started to work with him, and he turned me on to a book that I just really fell in love with called the E Myth. And
Mhm.
what that book really did was give me the confidence. It gave me a framework to think about this whole world of small business. As you look around every small business, as you walk down Main Street, you recognize that there's a gap between where what they know and where they are and where they want to be. And this
Mhm.
book fills in that gap so perfectly. And so it gave me the confidence to go out into the world and be entrepreneurial. But I picked one of the most difficult businesses that I think that you could really ever start, which is I used to say that this business was like it wasn't custom furniture, but I was saying that it was like making custom furniture every single day, and it was a marketing agency. And so we were making videos, websites, logos, and all these things. And that experience just said, wow, I really need to dive into just how businesses operate. And that became my really adult lifelong study of figuring out what systems do we need to put into the small business world in order for everybody to just get a few hours back to spend time with their kids, spend time with their significant other, or spend time with their
Mhm.
dog.
I love that. I love that. All right. So you decided to help make things more streamlined and more systematized. And then what did you do? So do you now have clients that you work one on one? Is it group? Is it corporations? Is it really that small solopreneur? Who is your ideal person? How are they coming to you? And how are they receiving some of your content? Is it an online course they're taking? Is it a software they're buying? Is it talk to us about that customer experience piece.
Well, yeah, thanks for that question. So my company, we're called Segwik, and we decided that we wanted to invest in a software platform that we could own and manage and develop and build and have our own control over, rather than being beholden to the large behemoth companies that we all know about. I started off with learning. I learned on all of the CRMs that we all know the names of, and I just pushed them and I pushed them, and I wanted to do this, but I couldn't. And I wanted to do that, but I couldn't. And I said, you know what? I've got programmers. We've got some time. Let's just start building what we want to build so that we can have full control over everything. And that became what we now call Segwik. But I always come from an agency background. Like I said, I was delivering creative services. And what I hated about these companies was that they would just deliver this software subscription and then basically tell the clients, hey, if you have any problems, just let us know. It's like giving somebody a stick shift car, or I sometimes like to say it's like giving somebody an IKEA business, and like you get the little Allen wrench, but you barely know how to put the whole thing together. And so we like to deliver the service along with the software so that the business really accelerates.
Yeah, so I know plenty of us have bought it, and purchased software that we have no idea how to use to this day. Sitting in the dusty archives of our databases and our computers, right?
Yeah, and we're paying for that month over month, and these
Mhm,
businesses count on those subscriptions, and
mhm,
they promise the world to these clients. They promise you that if you just get our subscription, if you just sign up here, take our free trial, your business is going to just explode. And it's really not true, because what these software companies fail to mention is that the business has some responsibility on their own. The business
mhm,
has to decide that it's time to make a change and that we're
mhm,
going to do things differently. We're going to invest this time into improving ourselves. And the software companies don't want to make it sound like there's work that they need to do, that the
mhm,
client needs to do, but there's no getting around that. There's
mhm.
no just creating an account and then boom, your dreams are just going to be fulfilled.
It's much like me and, one of the divisions of my company. So we do some sales and marketing consulting, we do social media training, and then we also provide, as well as being a podcast host and having the podcast, we also provide virtual assistant membership programs. We have about 100 VAs globally that help our clients get a lot of these tasks done that you were talking about. And I tell them up front, I'm the Italian mother of seven, and my husband's from Long Island. I was born in Queens. I said, so we're straight to the point. We're going to tell you like it is. This is no magic wand overnight solution. We have to build a plan, and we have to get the team logged into things. You have to train them. Yet, like, there's an investment here that
Right.
does eventually make your life so much better and gives you so much more time so that you love your business and don't feel like you're chained to it. But yeah, it's definitely, I think it's very similar. So now, when they purchase the software, do they then get one on one with you, or do they get group sessions with you, or how are you helping them through this?
Yeah. So, um, first of all, I want to give all of our clients. I make it clear to them that this is their time to really use their imagination. This is their time to please try to put away everything it is that has been burdening you, all of the limitations and the naysaying that people have put on your business, and all of the things that you thought you couldn't do. And let's put on our thinking. Let's put on our imagine. Let's start using our imagination and figure out, instead of imposing, instead of going out into the market and impose and changing how we want to work to fit some software. Let's forget about software entirely. Let's just like not even think about software. See how I sell software, but I don't want to think about software. I want to go to the whiteboard and I want to imagine all of the steps that the ideal customer journey will be for this client. And the customer journey is all about, there's a time before the customer even knows that you're a solution. There's
Mhm,
this time of awareness. And then, if you're fortunate enough to get that person as a customer, there's this onboarding, there's the servicing. And then eventually, your job is to make that client into a really passionate advocate for your business. And so
mhm.
I try to put on the whiteboard all of the ins and outs of how that's going to work, and how the business wants that to work. And then we contribute our own insights and our own experience. We've really been, uh, what's the word? A center. We've been centralizing all of this information from all these different industries about their best practices and their best practices, and we're able to bring that to all of our clients in order for them to have the best processes that they can really muster given their resources. And only after we have that, then we start to think about software. And the client is fortunate enough, and we're fortunate enough to have our own platform where we're able to lay that all out, lay those processes into software, and have the software handle as much of that as possible.
So, are you doing that in a one-on-one, like Zoom call to onboard the client, or are you doing that in a group coaching format as many clients come in? How are you scaling this? Like, how are you working with the masses?
Right now, we're a boutique agency at this point. We're happy to be like that. So we're working one on one with clients. In
Mhm,
the future, I could imagine us having seminars and things of that nature, but that's
mhm,
not where we're at right now. We are like any other small business. People come to us, and my clients have my cell phone number. My clients call me
mhm,
with issues, and so it's a very hands-on approach. We have a team of assistants and managers that help to install things and configure things, and
mhm.
uh, that's it. It's a very intimate type of setup that we provide.
That's awesome. So what's a tip that you would give everyone that could help, improve their lives today?
If if I was giving a tip, I would say stop being beholden to what these tools want you to be like, and start to break free of these, and
Mhm.
open your mind to how you really want to work. How do you want to run your business, and then have the courage to build that, and
Mhm.
go through the process of that. Put everything away and really map that customer journey. Just every little step. When somebody walks in the door, when somebody fills out a form on your website, when somebody calls, when somebody schedules a meeting. There's minutia. There's important moments here that you can really design to what we call very high value touch points. And if you can define what those all are, then your company is on the right track.
So, before we move into a cause that you care about, is there anything else about yourself or your business that we didn't get to cover that you'd like to share?
Anything about myself or my business that we didn't get to share? Well, personally, I like mountain biking. I like cooking. Like I like
I'm a kayaker myself. I love to kayak.
Yeah, you were mentioning that the last time we spoke. I
Mhm.
haven't tried that. I prefer a lazy river, I think.
I
But
tell you, it's addictive. Once you try it, you'll never want to stop. So
right. Yeah.
that's awesome. Well, tell us about, we always share a cause our guests care about because we want to take a moment of pause outside of ourselves to think about the community and the world at large, and how we show up in it. And so, you watching, this is now the time. If you haven't already done so, we thank you for sharing and posting this out there. You never know who needs to hear this, what business really is stuck in the whole world of making processes and systems more streamlined for them so they can be more efficient and more profitable. So hit that share button, and Pete, share with us the cause you care about.
A few years ago, I came across a fella, and his mission in life and my mission in life really overlapped in an amazing way. This fellow turns out that he was a filmmaker, but he was a legally blind filmmaker who was born fully sighted, but throughout his early 30s now, he began to lose all of the vision in one eye and most of the vision in another eye, to the point where he could only see a very tiny gap of time and
Mhm.
space here. And when I met him, he said that his mission in life was to lower the blind unemployment rate, which was yeah, what it says is evidence tells us about 80%, 80 to 90% of the blind population that would like to work, but just can't. Doesn't
Mhm.
have the means, doesn't know how to find an employer that would employ them, and make the accommodations. And so we go out of our way to try to find those people, and we've employed them in the past, and it's been great. There's some of the hardest working creative people that you would want to have in your organization. Very accomplished. They've lived fantastic lives. They've been CEOs. They've been very high performers, except for having uh, this condition. And so
Mhm.
that's a cause that I really believe in.
Well, I think that's a great one. I'm very inspired by someone who has a podcast, Sailor. He has a podcast called Hope Without Sight, and the remarkable, and the technology that's available now to support people is also just exciting and beautiful and wonderful. I saw a commercial for one of the many phones. I won't say or mention which one, but they had something to help the someone who had some visual challenges. You know, make sure that the faces were lined up for photographs and just simple pleasures in life, right? Where the phone, you know, spoke to the person and told them it was, you know, you got it. Two faces are in the screen, you know, like that confirmation, that independence, and
Oh,
that, yeah, that confidence that you get. Just so many cool things now that are out there. So hopefully, this inspired you for time, treasure, or talent to support a cause like this, or just one that's near and dear to your heart. Just do something good. If we can inspire that, then we're making a difference in the world today, right this minute, just with this little simple podcast. So, everyone knows who follows the show and has been following it, and thank you for following again and sharing and liking. But I am crazy about books. I am creating the ultimate book list. All of our guests who come on share with us a book that inspired their personal life or helped them grow their business. You shared with us the four myths. um, I'm going to share a book with you, but I would love to hear uh, another book that inspired your personal life or really helped you grow your business.
um, well, like for me, the the like I said earlier, the book that I recommend to everybody, I even send it as a book to new clients that we bring on, is Michael Gerber's E-Myth Revisited.
Mhm,
I think
mhm,
that it's really, before all of the books that you might read as a small business owner, that's really critical to setting the framework. But then I don't know, I really like the classic one, the How to Win Friends and Influence People.
mhm.
That was such a classic, and some of right there.
On
Yeah,
the side.
and so that's a great book to just open and thumb through from time to time,
Mhm,
just to remind yourself of, just how to be with people and how to treat people. And so it's almost like a grandmotherly wisdom book.
mhm.
So,
Written by the grandfather. I love that you gave credit to the women for that, though. That was beautiful. All right. So, two books, if you haven't read them, being a systems guy, you're going to absolutely love them. And I don't usually suggest books to guests, but you're a systems guy and I'm a systems girl. I love systems, had to become that way with the whole VA thing. We had to develop systems for everything. And I read Systemology. Have you ever read Systemology?
no.
Oh, fantastic book. You're going to eat it like candy. You're going to say, where was this book my whole life? You're going to love it. And then Fix This Next. Do you know Fix This Next? The author is, where is his other book? I have the 4 Hour Work Week right here.
Oh, yeah.
The same guy who wrote, Fix This Next. It's actually right here. He also wrote The Pumpkin Plan, which is another outstanding book. But he wrote Fix This Next, and it's by Michael, really big long last name. So great author. He writes a whole little mini series. I think one's called Clockworks too. I think I have all of his books, but really great. And if you read, I can't remember which way I read them. If I read Systemology first or then Fix This Next, totally different authors. Systemology, I'd have to look up the author for you. I think I lent that book, so I have to go find it again. But um, when you read the two together, whichever order, Systemology and Fix This Next, it seems like they're peanut butter and jelly. Like the authors probably don't know each other. They're on other sides of the planet, totally wrote separate books, but they go together in such a powerful way that if you apply both things that you learn from both books, it's like systems on fire. So I think you'll get a kick out of reading those if you check them out.
No, those are great tips, and so, yeah, thank you, Jessica.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I don't usually go digging on the shelf in mid live podcast, but I felt like it was important. So, if you're watching and you're thinking, hey, I'm an industry expert, I can help improve someone's personal life or grow their business, I should be featured on this show. We agree with you. Reach out to us and our team will give you the directions to get you good and scheduled. And if you happen to know someone, because usually if you're an industry expert, you know other industry experts, you know people, be their hero, be ours, and introduce them to us so that we can also get them featured on the show. Now, before we say goodbye, I always snag one final piece of information or inspiration from our guest. Pete, what do you have for us?
Um, yeah, like I said, it's recognize that your business is just like a computer system. It's just like a computer software, and that the more that you can put rules and cause and effect, and this happens, then this happens, then that, and just think about. Stop looking at your business from your perspective. Start to look at the business as the customer's perspective and the processes that they go through, and then work backwards from there. Uh,
Mhm.
Nail it every time, and you're going to come up with such a scalable business. It's going to be hard to keep you down.
And if you have a team already, if you don't have one, get one, call me. But if you don't have a team, if you do have a team, listen to your team, ask them questions, dissect the processes with this, brainstorm mastermind with them because they know often sometimes better than us as owners of the company and, you know, founders of the company, they can sometimes see the details and see the places where there's gaps and there needs to be solutions brainstormed. So listen to your team. Pete, I hope you've enjoyed being on the show as much as I've enjoyed having you.
And great. No, Jessica, it's been fantastic. Thank you.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, until the next one, I'm your host, Jessica Koch. This has been another Profound Professionals. And I'm going to leave you, as I always do, and say, remember, be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.